Hello, hi, and welcome to this episode of the Mandy Meyer podcast. As per usual, this is the podcast where we chat all about your health, fitness, and fat loss, your goals when it comes to that, and how you can set and achieve those goals of your health and fat loss expedition. And on that note, I'll also say welcome to the last episode of the Mandy Meyer podcast of 2024. Don't worry, not the last episode forever, just for the year. I've decided to take a bit of a break between Christmas and New Year's, but this podcast will be back with me, your host, in the new year to obviously give you more tips and advice on how you can achieve all your health and fat loss goals and progress and just everything else that goes with it. So all I'm going to do in this episode is just give you a friendly festive season reminder is always decide what is priority for you. If going to the gym is priority for you over this period, then go to the gym. If spending time with your family over this period is a priority for you because you haven't spent time with them, or just because you want to spend more time with your family, make that a priority. If you want to have an extra few chocolates on Christmas Day, or extra pudding on Christmas Day, or for the week during Christmas and New Year's, then obviously that's also 100% okay. There's so much information out there at the moment that, what, either they're saying you don't have to focus on any of your health and fat loss goals over Christmas and New Year's, or you still have to focus on it 100% if you want to achieve any of your goals and still progress. Here's a little reminder to you. You are doing this for you. Find a way that works for you. Figure out what your priorities are over the festive season and make those a priority. Enjoy the time with your family if that is your priority. Enjoy the time in the gym if that is your priority. If you don't want to track calories over the festive season and you just want to be more mindful around the food that you are eating without tracking your calories, then go ahead and do that as well. You are in control of your decisions, your actions, and your intentions and everything else. And the big thing for me to note here is it's not what you do between Christmas and New Year's that is going to make or break your progress. It's what you do for the other 51 weeks or the other 50 weeks of the year consistently that is really going to form the bulk, actually all of your progress at the end of the day. And remember, everyone's progress is very different. Some people might have been smashing it out for 50 weeks and they feel like they might need to take a little bit of a break now, a mental break, a diet break, for example. Maybe that's what someone might do, and maybe that on its own is progress as well. So like I said, there is no right or wrong way of tackling the festive season. You just need to remain intentional about what you want to achieve over the festive season. And the reason why I say that is, if you are intentional about what you want to achieve, you've set your priorities, then if you don't necessarily want to lose fat over Christmas and New Year's, at least you've been intentional about it. So if you don't lose any fat or you don't progress in that area, you're not going to feel bad about it. You're not going to feel guilty about it. And you're actually going to enjoy your bloody Christmas time, right? Or if you do have the intentions and the goals of going into maintenance, at least you know then in the back of your mind that your goal isn't fat loss. So if it doesn't take place, you're not going to beat yourself up about it. There's also a lot of people that say, don't go and gym on Christmas Day, or don't go and exercise, spend the day with your family. Oh, come on. If I want to go for a run on Christmas morning because it makes me feel good, it boosts my mood, and that's going to allow me to show up and be my best when I am around my family on Christmas Day, then I'm going to go for that run, right? No one's going to tell me. No one puts baby in a corner. No one's going to tell me what to do. And that's why I'm not sitting here today telling you what to do over Christmas and New Year's. You are all adults here. You can all make your own decisions. Like I said, just prioritize what is important for you. I'll use a little example with this podcast. I've intentionally decided to take a break from podcasting over Christmas and New Year's. So now I know not to go and look at the charts to see where the podcast is, or not to go and look at the stats to see how many downloads there were, because I've intentionally decided not to put any work in over the Christmas season or over the Christmas week leading up to New Year's, right? So again, that's what I mean about being intentional about your actions, your priorities, and your goals and everything else over this festive period. Like I said, there's no right or wrong way of navigating it. If you taking a break over this period, just set yourself a start date within the new year so you know when you're going to hit the ground running again. If you want to continue with your maintenance over Christmas and New Year's, 100% fine, continue with that maintenance. If you want to still be within a fat loss phase over Christmas and New Year's, guess what? That's also 100% fine. There's no rule book for this, and only you can decide how you want to spend this week between Christmas and New Year's. Guys, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for always taking the time to engage with any of the videos I put out on YouTube from this podcast, or for any of the podcast episodes on the platform where you listen to this podcast. Thank you so much for sharing this podcast or the episodes with people that you know. Thank you so much again for taking the time to message me to say that the podcast has helped. I don't think you guys realize how much it means to me, because at the end of the day, that's the reason why I started this podcast, is to help people. If I started this podcast to make a huge amount of money on it, I would have been running ads on it ages ago. That's never been my intention with this. So when I receive a message saying, Mandy, this has really helped, or I've sent it to a friend and it's kickstarted her health and fat loss expedition, it really gives me goosebumps. So I know it always sounds so cliche when people say, oh, thank you so much, it means so much to me and stuff, but like, it really does. It really, really does. And I will say this year hasn't been the easiest of years for me, but and I know this sounds so silly, but this podcast, or doing the episodes on this podcast, really does give me purpose. And like I said in one of the last episodes, it's something that I've done consistently throughout a very difficult year. And that's only because I know, because you guys have been giving me the feedback that what I'm doing is really helping others. So again, I appreciate it. I don't think you guys understand how much I appreciate every single one of you who take the time out of your busy days to listen to what I have to say, to listen to the episodes. So on that note, I'm going to love and leave you guys like I usually do. Be safe out there on the roads. Enjoy the time with your friends and your family. If you are on leave, enjoy every single moment of it. Just go out there and really, really enjoy the festive period if you are celebrating it. I'm going to love and leave you like I usually do. Keep smiling, keep laughing, and keep being kind to one another. Much love, your friend who is going to take a little bit of a break, Mandy.